Okay, so first of all, my greetings to everyone here, those old friends and the new friends. So we are going to make use of this 5 minutes of our life. 5 minutes can be seen as something short, but if used properly, it's very, it's good enough to alter our life. Managing our life instead of managing others, managing oneself is really important. We are too distracted with the ambition to manage our surroundings and others, when we should really put some effort in managing our own life. And when we talk about life, many times we are thinking about our house, car, bank balance, a garden, job. Most important aspect of our life. Many times we don't pay enough attention to this so-called mind, because maybe mind is too abstract for a lot of people, and probably, looking at something invisible, maybe also boring. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about trauma. We all have, depending on, degrees, different degrees, we all have trauma. And I think in the modern world, when we talk about trauma, we can only talk within the limit of this life. Because most of the modern people, we don't really care so much about beyond what we can see here, this life. Buddha Shakyamuni taught us that what is right this very moment is very much to do with what has happened a minute ago or a moment ago. And
sorry, what this moment and the past moment?
Yeah, whatever is right now, it is very much a byproduct of what happened a moment ago. What happened this month has a lot to do with what happened last month, so on and so forth. What happened this life, according to Buddha, has a lot to do with a life before this, and even way before 500 lifetimes. So many times when we tackle trauma, in the modern world, we can only trace to childhood trauma or a trauma that you have experienced last year due to a certain circumstances. We don't really go beyond that. But actually, what has happened in many past events definitely has an impact on what's happening now. So the question is, what do we do now? I'm sure, in the modern world, we have many ways to deal with it. I mean, we can go to psychiatrist, we can go for a holiday, we can have a massage, therapy of all kind. But what Buddha have said is, of all the therapy, the most important therapy is dealing with what is happening right this very moment. So really, we don't need to trace the source of our trauma to, all the way to the childhood, all the way to the past life, and so on. We don't need to trace. All we need to do is deal with what is happening this moment. And now, how to deal with this moment? Again, we don't need to apply any something that is exotic. So this is what we are going to do for 5 minutes. I will try to guide you. And we are not going to do 5 minutes straight, continuously. Okay? Some of you are sitting right now. Some of you may be standing. Some of you may be, I don't know, eating. And I don't want you to change that, whatever you are doing. But what I'm requesting is, whatever you do, however you are right now, dwell in that state for 1 minute and dwell only on that. I am myself, I'm looking at my bag because I see there's some stain. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to really worry about the stain, but I'm just going to look at the bag, or look at the looker of the bag. So that's what I'm going to do. So please join me. Okay. So that is more than 2 minutes. I want to tell you my experience. I was looking at the bag, because I want to participate with you guys. And I wasn't really worried about the stain. I was just looking at the bag. But then I suddenly noticed that I forgot to turn on the timer. So that's why I think instead of 1 minute, it may have become more than 2 minutes. When I realized I forgot to switch on the timer, I was really going through this. Should I look at the, should I stop? Should I not stop? Do you, maybe this is 1 minute, or that conversation. And then suddenly I realized I'm having that conversation. So maybe this may have happened something like this. 1 minute, about 1 minute, I did okay. And maybe about 30 seconds, I spent more time in wondering whether I should stop or not. So that distraction, that sort of concern, that kind of, like this, sort of distraction is what this distractions is what that it's something that can cause bringing trauma. Because trauma creeps in amidst hope and fear. Because I'm giving them chance, because I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. Of course, right now, I'm not being totally going crazy with the trauma. But what I'm saying is that trauma, I'm sure that in the meaning of the trauma is very, very, there are many different meanings, especially for the medical people. But generally speaking, I was told that it is emotional shock that is following a stressful event, or a physical injury also. So when our mind is busy thinking about, should I stop, should I not stop, then you give chance for this shock to happen more. Okay, we will do maybe 1 more minute. And this time, I'm going to concentrate on a sensation in my body. It can be a very big sensation. It can be something very subtle. So I will suggest you to do the same. Sensation is very, very important. Sensation can be, if you can just monitor, so to speak, monitor the sensation, then it can really help dealing with the trauma. Okay, so let's start. Okay. We are not going to fish out cause of our trauma. We are not going to look for the cause and condition of our trauma, if there is any. We are not going to find out where this trauma came from. We are also not going to really analyze how and what type. Instead, we are just going to look at this mind that we have, this mind that is constantly knowing something, thinking of something, thinking about the past, thinking about the future. Next 1 minute, we are going to just look at this mind that is doing the thinking. Okay, let's start. Okay. So that is using 5 minutes of our time in this life, looking at the most important attribute you have, which is your mind. And that also looking at the time, the most important time, which is the present time. Those who may find this useful, please try. I wish you all well and stay out of trouble. And I'm sorry that there's not much light on my face. Looks like there's a request. Next time I will prepare. Okay, thank you.